Hello. What we're going to go over real quick in this video is some tips for setting things up in Revit so that you are all set to go for the practical exam portions of the test. So what you do want to do is go ahead and open a new project. Make sure you're using your EHS basic template and click OK. After it opens, you're going to want to set up just a couple of quick things. So first off, um, as you look at your first off, make sure you're on your ground level. And the other one that I would open up is the room plan. You'll see nothing's been drawn yet, but if I have ground level and ground level room plan available, then I have both of the views that I need to draw and create, as well as gain information from whatever I draw. One of the next things to do is as you work, you can do multiple different problems with all within the same file. So if you want to, you can go ahead and name this and get it going. I would suggest in your ground level room plan that you switch your um, scale to 1/8 inch to a foot text, so you'll actually be able to read it without it spilling over. So if you go into your ground level, um, every time you open up your wall tool, one of the things you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that you look at your walls as far as where they should be drawn from. So as you look at the diagram, look at where it's measuring to. If it's measuring to the inside surfaces, you know that you're going to want to use finished face interior. If it's measuring to the exterior surfaces, you're going to want to use finished face exterior. Okay. Um, and then also, as you start your, excuse me, as you start each one, make sure you select the right wall type. So when we've done when you do these, they always start with an exterior wall type. So scroll up and make sure you get the right one, whether it's wood siding on wood stud or whatever the case may be. Make sure it matches what you're supposed to use. So I'm going to just do finished face interior, wood siding on wood stud. And then as a reminder, when you click in a place and you drag, all you'll need to do is actually type in your dimensions. So if you set this up right, you should be able to just type in whatever those sizes are. I'm just going to make some up real quick. Um, and then you push enter, and then at the end, you can kind of line things up to enclose your space. When you're doing your interior walls, go ahead and go back to your wall tool, switch to interior walls, and make sure again that you line up whatever width it is that you're supposed to use. And then again, as you draw, you're probably going to want to do either finished face interior or exterior. I'm going to leave mine the same. And then remember that when you drag out, if your walls only meet at a corner like that one does, you can go to modify and you can flip it. Okay. And if it doesn't blend in and you want to force it to, you can just pick the make corner tool, pick it and one of the other ones, and just blend that in so that it has it. I will tell you, for all of your problems, if it appears like the wall is a straight continuation line, then it is. There are none that like zigzag just by a small amount or something like that. Right? In the diagrams that you see, you will have floors put in. Do you need floors? No. In all honesty, if you lay out the walls the right size, what it'll tell you to do is it'll ask you for the square footage. So what you can do is just pop over to your room plan and you can go to architecture. You can go to rooms. And what you're going to want to do is where it says room tag, drop this down and pick the one that says room tag with area. And then you can tag both your areas. And if you don't want to see the number, you can actually adjust your type then. Um, it's probably helpful to go ahead and label these. I will tell you that I used to create the 10 possible questions for the midterm. I used 5 different floor plans. Some I only used once, some I used 2 or 3 times. So it's very possible that of the 3 performance questions, you might actually get a question about the same floor plan more than once. So it is worth your time to, if this was one where I had a living room and I typed that twice, and a kitchen, I would want to just go ahead and label them so that I am all set for coming back and making any changes that I need to. And again, um, if I need to, I can zoom out, zoom in, draw another one over here, and go back and forth to tag those rooms. Um, those are really all the tricks that I have. One of the things just to also keep in mind is sometimes you might design something and it's not quite right. For example, if I realized that I made this a little shorter and it needed to be longer, when I click on this wall, and I see what it's measuring from. And now this is measuring from that wall, and maybe I know the dimensions from this wall instead. So I can set that. And if that's what I know and it's not supposed to be this, maybe this was actually supposed to be 7 feet, I can type it in. And remember, whichever wall you select is the one that moves. Okay. So if you need to adjust where certain things are, you can do that based on this and through typing them in. So um, keep that in mind as you need it. And if you need to change where you're measuring from, go ahead and put that in so that you can figure out where you're measuring from. That's really it. Take your time, build what you need to build. Again, use your room plan drawing to drop that in. The questions will ask you for the number, which is this part right here. If we do click on the room, we can also sometimes get, if you look in this, an area that goes down to a decimal. It's not looking for a decimal. We're looking for the whole number square footage. So always pick the one that's right here. And don't type SF after it. All of the questions ask for you to type the number only. Okay, so in this case, if I was asked what the square footage of this living room is, I would tell it 243 square feet. The end. All right. Well, there are some tips for you. Good luck and take your time, and you'll do well.